Welcome to Rochambeau, the podcast about unique competitions and the extraordinary competitors that make them happen. I'm Kim.
And I'm Ted. Thanks for joining us.
We hope you got to hear our last episode where we covered digit wrestling. It was a combination episode of both thumb and toe wrestling. We talked to world champions, and it was a great one.
It was awesome. It was also our buy one, get one free episode.
That's right. It was our BOGO.
2 competitions for the price of 1 this week only. If you missed it, go back and give it a listen, and I would recommend using Castbox.
Rochambeau is supported by Castbox. It's a great app with a very intuitive search, and we encourage you to give it a try.
Yeah, we both use it and love it, so check it out. But today, on this episode, we go to Scotland for the World Stone Skimming Championships.
Yes, I compete every year. My best throw ever was 52 metres.
The family I'm staying with here in Scotland just mentioned it and my eyes lit up. I immediately knew I had to do it.
I lived in Oban and yeah, it's a bit of fun.
My brother taught me how to do it, but I don't remember when he taught me.
This is our 3rd year.
Oh, I'm totally going. What is the World Stone Skimming Championships, you may ask? Well, it's just like the stone skimming you did as a child, except that these are the best in the world. Now, you might think they're going to throw for the number of skips, but in Scotland, they do it for distance. There's more to it than you would think. We'll get to that in a minute.
First, let's hear about the origins of the competition and a bit more about its home on Easdale Island. Here's event coordinator Donald Melville, also known as Mellon.
It started off a bit like a bad joke. A Scotsman, an Englishman, an Irishman and a Welshman walk into a bar and they said, let's do this for a laugh the next day. They did, they got a cup. But it never continued. My name is Donald Melville and I'm one of the main organisers of the World Stone Skimming Championships. I'm the MC or the loudmouth on the day. It was resurrected as a fundraiser back in 1997. And I really just wanted to get involved and, get involved in a bit of fun and nonsense. And it's sort of grown arms and legs from there.
Did you ever compete?
Yes, I compete every year. My best throw ever was last year, and it was 52 metres. Even that wasn't in contention for any of the prizes, unfortunately.
But that is pretty impressive. That can't be too far off from where people start placing, right?
Well, yes. I mean, in a bad year, if the weather's rough, the stones just don't get the chance to go as far, and sometimes it can be as low as that. That could have been a winning one in the past, but in bad weather, I don't think I'd have thrown that far either, so to be fair. Tell
me a little bit about your town. It's a pretty small one, right?
Yes, there are only about 65 people who live there full-time all year round.
Wow.
And it's very, very small, as you can see from some of the photographs.
So your population triples in one day?
Oh, tenfold.
Oh my gosh.
Tenfold. There's 700, 800, 900 people maybe. We're only serviced by a small open ferry, which only takes 10 passengers at a time. We hold it in an old disused slate quarry. And the slates make the perfect skimming stones because they round perfectly well and they split perfectly as well. Just naturally, the natural motion of the sea rounds them and splits them into the perfect skimming stones.
Well, that sounds quite idyllic.
Perfectly formed skimming stones, perfect island, perfect quarry. Nature
has colluded to make the perfect stone skimming arena.
I love it. Well, let's get to the competition.
Let's do it.
Okay, there's a lane, 2 lines of boys out with one of them marked every 5 metres, and the stone has to sink within that. It has to hit the water 3 times, so it has to bounce twice, and it can be no more than 3 inches in diameter, and it has to be naturally formed from Easdale slate. You can't take a run up to the oche. You've got to stand on the oche, and both feet have to be on the sort of throwing plinth that we have. It's a big piece of slate, about 3 feet square, and about 4 inches thick. And the judges sit along the sides of the quarry, and they, by eye, determine where that stone sank and how far past the last 5 metre marking it was.
What is the prize for the winner?
Well, it's that warm feeling of being a world champion. It's the main thing. you get your name and a trophy. We have some prizes, the first in each category, and there are 7 or 8 categories. You get a T-shirt, we print T-shirts every year we get the local school children in the sort of 4 to 11-year-olds to design the logo and a slogan for us. So it's rather childishly drawn because they are only small and young.
Right.
But we put that on the front of the T-shirt every year. So the first prize gets one of those, and we get various sponsors help us out, and we try and give a relevant prize to the people. But it's not really. There's no prestige in prize money or trophies to take away because we keep the trophy on the island. We just put your name on it and keep it on the island. So it's just it really literally is the good fun feel of being involved and potentially being a world champion. Why so many people come over?
Now, those awards aren't as impressive as you normally like, Kim, but it's still
true. I was actually just sitting here going, oh, there's no trophy.
There's no big piles of money. But there is that warm feeling of being a world champion.
There absolutely is. All right, so let's set the scene here. You're standing on a plinth.
A plinth, and I love a plinth.
All right, on the edge of a quarry, and there's a couple hundred people around, and Melon, the organizer, calls out your name.
Ted Ledoux, all the way from the US.
Hey, that was your name.
That was my name, and you know why?
Yes.
Because I was there.
So freaking awesome.
Yep.
All right, guys, full disclosure. About a year ago, before Rochambeau podcast was even a sparkle in our eyes, I interviewed Ted about the possibility of him going to compete in the World Stone Skimming Championship. At the time, I was doing a different podcast about inspiring stories, and I thought Ted's trip to Scotland would make a really good episode.
And it would have, but you never used it.
No, I didn't. I actually wrapped on that podcast before getting to it. But truth be told, that interview was really the seed of what inspired the idea for Rochambeau.
So pretty much this is our origin story, huh?
It is our origin
Right.
story. Oh, we're superheroes now.
Yes.
All right, well, let's go back in time. And I would love for you guys to hear the interview that I originally did with Ted once upon a time when we first talked on a mic together.
Right. We weren't Rochambeau at this point.
No, we weren't.
No.
We were just friends.
We're just friends.
We're still friends.
Friends of the podcast.
Tell me what you're hoping to do in September.
In September, I'm hoping to go to Scotland, to Easdale Island, for the World Stone Skipping Championships.
And what is the World Stone Skipping Championship?
It is the premier stone skipping event in the world.
There's little ones? There's other ones?
I have no idea. There may or may not be. I don't think so. Yeah.
How did you hear about it?
I was looking on YouTube to see how how many skips people have gotten, what do I need to get, what's the best stone skip in the world doing? Then I was like, it's what? Stone Skipping Championship? And I was like, that looks awesome.
And so when you were watching the videos, did it look like decent competition, or were you like, I could smoke these guys?
It looked pretty decent. I mean, the one thing that I liked about it was my folks have a place up in Lake Champlain. And I've been going there since I was a tiny little kid. And it's a big, huge, slate-lined lake. Has its own lake monster named Champ. And so when I found out about this place in Scotland, it sounded like the exact same thing. Like the rocks are slate, the same as this lake. And maybe there's a lake monster. I don't know. But I think these things are going to work to my advantage. Knowledge of lake monsters, I think, really goes a long way with the stone skipping.
What's the lake monster legend from your hometown?
His name is Champ, and there's a song about him. I don't know the song, but plenty of my aunts and uncles have reported to see him. And if they have enough cocktails, maybe they'll see him twice. So no, he's just he's a lake monster. He's been seen since the 1920s, and people think it's a hoax. Some people really believe in it. I'm a believer.
And has any harm ever come to anyone from
Oh, no. He's a
Champ?
No, he's great. He just eats the leaves and seaweed. It's a very deep lake, so.
When you were a kid and skipping stones there, did anybody ever warn you might hit Champ if you hit it far enough?
They weren't so concerned about stones and Champ. You could probably handle it.
They were just freaking out at your ability
Right.
in general.
Like, no, more is like, all right, you're an adult now. Stop. But I never stopped. I mean, it's fun.
Well, that's why people have kids, is so you can keep doing everything from your childhood that you wanted to without, lame other adults telling you to stop.
Right.
All right. Tell me about when you realized you were actually pretty good at skipping a stone.
I don't know. Like every time I go up there and people are just like, wow, that's pretty damn good.
What's the highest number of skips that you recall ever getting?
Somewhere, I don't know. I would say probably 20 or something.
Really?
Yeah, they're really small skips at the end there, but.
And so what's your high on distance? 20 was your number of skips, right?
Right.
Okay.
Which I just made up, but sounds good to me. So this other number I'll make up as well. So at our lake, we have a dock that goes out about 50 to 70 feet, something like that. And I can skip it out past that pretty normally.
Do you think you'll interact with other people before the event, or will you try to keep to yourself?
I'm totally going to interact. It's a fun event.
Do they dress up in costumes?
I think they do, and I've been tempted to wear like an American G-string with a cape or something. But
That sounds terrible.
It does. It sounds pretty terrible. So I don't know if I need to be the flamboyant American. Maybe I'll just keep it low key.
And just a regular Speedo,
Yeah, just regular.
not a
just a regular Speedo.
not an American,
Not American
flag
Speedo.
So at this point, would you consider this a realistic dream that you're going to follow, or just a possible thing you might do?
Oh, I'm totally going because it'll be fun. And I've never been to Scotland, so it'll be an excuse to go, and do something stupid. Yeah.
All right. So the big question is, did you wear a Speedo?
Oh, hell no. It's way too cold in Scotland to wear a Speedo. And I didn't have any luggage, so,
All right. Well, I want to know all about it, but I guess let's start with the luggage. Why didn't you have any luggage?
Oh, it got
And
lost
was there
on
a
the plane.
Speedo in your luggage?
There was not a Speedo in my luggage.
Okay, so
No.
it wasn't a failed Speedo
I'm not going to
attempt.
bring a Speedo on international flights.
I don't blame you.
Right. Yeah, we just lost our luggage and had to drive across Scotland with just our carry-on bag. So,
Oh man. So Easdale Island, I mean, we've explained already, this is a very remote place.
It's so remote, as my friend Bert put it. It's where the middle of nowhere goes to get away from it all.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's seriously crazy far out there.
Oh my gosh. Well, how was it?
It was amazing. It was as beautiful as I expected. It was like a windblown coast. It was rainy. It was rocky. We stayed in the car park on the peninsula. And as soon as we got over there, the people were extremely nice. People were talking to us, where you from? We met a lot of people in the pub. There's a pub on the island, which came in very handy because it was raining.
What about the stones? Were they as similar to the ones you used growing up as you thought they would be?
They were more perfect than I could have imagined. When I got to the island, I went and skipped some stones to warm up in the rain.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't have any luggage, so I only had one set of clothes.
Oh,
Yeah.
and they got all wet.
Yeah, they got
I
all
assume,
wet. Yeah, they
because
did.
of the rain.
Because of the rain, yeah. But the stones were perfect. My memory had said that they were the same as the stones in New York. But when I went to New York this year, I realized the stones in New York are crap.
Oh my gosh. You had perfection in front of you.
I had perfection in Scotland, and they were perfect, round, just the perfect arc to them. And they skipped really well.
Did you meet a lot of people while you were there?
Yeah, everyone was really nice and helpful. In fact, I met a man named Steve at the pub on the island called the Puffer Bar, and he gave me some tips on the competition.
I would say it's all about the weight of your stone. But in here you can only use the Easdale slate.
Okay.
You can't use any other stone. It's got to be the exact size and weight as well. So so there's no cheating involved.
Right. Well,
I think as well, the sooner you get the stone hitting the water, the further it will skim.
Yeah.
If you throw it further, then it's lost its momentum.
Oh, those sound like good tips.
Yeah, they were. And I may have used them.
Who else did you meet while you were there?
Well, while I was in the pub, this gentleman walked in with long hair and a leather coat. And as soon as I heard him talk, I knew he's from the States because he had a thick Southern accent.
Neat. How did he get there?
He just randomly found it. How did you hear about it?
The family I'm staying with here in Scotland just mentioned it like a couple of days ago, and my eyes lit up. What? There's a stone skipping world competition? So yeah, I immediately knew I had to do it.
Right. So, what's your history with stone skimming?
Well, I'm from a really small town. Where there's not much else to do, so I've been training for it my whole life without even knowing it.
Right.
So, like, we'd play like who can skip the oddest shaped rock.
Okay.
You know, like square giant ones. Who can get the most skips out of it?
Does any of your people at home know you're out here doing this?
No, I think they're gonna be pretty impressed when I tell them I entered the world competition.
But how do you think you're gonna do?
Oh, I don't expect to win at all.
Right.
I'm just excited to be here.
Yeah.
Oh, he sounds great. And what amazing karma to just happen to be in Scotland.
Right.
And also happen to have the skill of stone skimming.
Right, exactly.
That's just
Yeah,
wonderful.
he was so stoked to be there. We were both so stoked. We talked for a long while and hung out. He was a nice guy.
That's awesome. Well, what was the competition actually like? How did you do?
I did decent. It was weird standing around for a while till your name gets called. You get the nerves, you know.
Do you feel like it was a performance? Like were people staring at you?
Yeah, you walk up. They calls your name. You walk up onto the plinth. The crowd goes silent. There was cheers when you walked. Ted Ledoux from U.S. Hey, yay, woo. You walk up onto the plinth. You have your 3 stones. First throw, I didn't do so well. I forgot to skip it.
Oh, I believe you had called that a plunk.
Yeah, I plunked it. Yes. I regrouped on the second one and threw it about 30 meters, I believe.
That's far.
Yeah.
That's really far. That's awesome.
And then the third one went about 41 meters, I think.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it was really fun, really cool. I loved it.
That's great. That's more than decent. I'm going to call that very good.
Well, thank you very much.
Were you able to catch up with anybody else after the competition and see, you know, how things went for them?
Yep, I went around and met a couple new people, but I also talked to Baker to see how well he did.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Not great. I got one to stay in the lanes.
Right. Do you know how far you went in your second one?
30 something.
30 something?
Yeah.
I think I was in that realm as well. I hope so. Yeah, there's a bit of nervousness when you're up there. You know, you're in the spotlight.
As soon as you get up there on the spotlight and everybody's staring at you.
Right, you're like, and it's weird. You don't have anything to base it on. Like you never, competed skipping stones before.
No,
right?
nothing
So you're
like that.
I'm probably pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I had no idea. As soon as people started hitting the wall, though, I knew I wouldn't place.
Right.
How far away is that wall again?
It's 63 meters.
That is something.
That's a long way.
That's a really long way.
And the guys, there was out of the 150 or so people who competed, 7 people hit the back wall. And the guys who placed in the top 3, he hit it in 4 skips.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So that rock was moving.
That is powerful.
Right. Yeah. It was really incredible to watch and awe-inspiring.
So who else did you get to meet and talk to while you were there?
I met a lovely Scottish lady named Rona. So what's your name?
Rona Law.
Hey, Rona. I'm Ted.
Hi.
Have you done this before?
Yeah, I did actually, about 15 years ago.
Really?
When I was about 17, maybe.
Uh-huh.
And we came down, actually maybe before that. But yeah, I've been a couple of times. I think I only competed that once. Didn't get any points at all. Same as today.
Well, you're consistent. That's good. How long have you been stone skimming?
On and off my whole life, but not consistently.
Right. You don't have a training regimen in place?
No, not at all.
Good.
Not in the slightest.
How do you think you did today?
Not good at all. My third throw was alright, but it went out, so it doesn't count.
Okay.
And also I turned round, I didn't even see it. But I saw it on the video.
You were disgusted by it, you just turned away?
Yeah, yeah, unfortunately.
Did you bring friends to compete as well?
Yeah, there was a couple of us. My mum? Yeah, we competed. We didn't really get any points though, unfortunately.
Yeah. But it's fun though.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. And once again, I mean, the point of these things is often community within the realm of competition. So I'm just glad that she had a good time.
Yeah, she really did. Her friends were cool, and they were all cheering her on during the interview and everything.
That's awesome. Who else did you meet?
After Rona, I met one of the junior competitors, a young lad named Colin. Cool. How old are you?
I'm 10.
All right. What are you doing here today?
No, I'm not 10. I'm not 10. I'm 9.
You're 9. Ah, you think you're 10. What are we doing today?
I just found myself as an overall winner for all of the under 10s in the skimming stone contest.
Awesome. How far did you skim today?
My best was 28 meters.
That's pretty damn good. How long have you been skimming stones?
Probably. My brother taught me how to do it, and it was such a good gift. But I can't remember when he taught me.
Right. Did your brother do it today as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
he got 41 meters.
Wow, that's pretty good. Is this your first competition for stone skimming?
Yeah.
Okay. You think you're going to do it again? You're going to come back next year and defend your crown? You're going to be
I probably don't stand a chance because I'll be 10 by then, and then I would be in a different category, and
Right.
I wouldn't stand a chance against the others.
How do you feel about how you did today? You pretty excited about that? Like, what are you going to tell the kids at school?
Not much. I wouldn't just go boasting about it.
That's good. But you're stoked on it? You're happy with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. High five? All right. Good job, man. Good work out there today.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Good job, Colin. What a cutie pie. All right. So the big question, who was the overall winner of the day?
This is a cool story. This young man named Keisuke Hashimoto came over from Japan. He showed up the night before the competition, did not tell anyone he was coming, spoke very little English, and which means no Scottish, I think.
Right.
He was like something out of an 80s movie. He showed up out of the blue. His glasses were broken, held together by tape.
No way.
Yeah. He had a paper suitcase, maybe. I don't know. He didn't have anywhere to stay. They put him up in a caravan, which we call a van or a camper. Yeah. He had this crazy throw that no one had ever seen before.
What was it like?
Well, most people skip stones by throwing it with one hand. You get low and you throw it like sidearm, right? He did a wind up with his whole body. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like he raised his left hand up high over his head and then spin his right hand around and then fling it down. It was like a figure 8 with his arms.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
It was, and it was really effective. He won the whole damn thing.
Wow. Did he hit the back wall?
He hit the back wall a number of times.
Oh, I bet he was a crowd pleaser.
He was. And when he won, they were so ecstatic for him. Everyone was cheering and yelling for him. It was a really moving experience.
Daisuke Hashimoto. My name is Keisuke. I come from Japan to be world champion. Easdale Island is very, very nice place. Many nice stones. I want to you come to Japan. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so incredibly heartwarming.
Yeah, and that's not even half of it. I had to really cut down that clip because the applause and cheering just went on and on and on.
Aww.
It was so loud, yeah.
That's so awesome.
The community there was so strong. That's what really stuck with me was how tight-knit this group was and how welcoming they were for outsiders. It was, I don't know, it was incredible.
That's wonderful, Ted. And that is such a good way to end season 1 of Rochambeau.
But wait, we're not done yet, Kim.
What?
I didn't tell you this before, but there was a wedding proposal at the event.
At the event? There was, who?
Yeah.
Like
Melon?
I know these people. It was Melon?
It was
I know
Melon.
that person.
Yeah, you know that person.
Holy moly. Melon proposed to someone?
Yep, during the award ceremony or just after the award ceremony, he proposed to one of the Oompa Loompas.
What?
Which I guess was his girlfriend. An Oompa Loompa.
So one of the people in fancy dress in a costume was Melon's girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
And he proposed to her as an Oompa Loompa.
Right.
That's amazing.
There's nothing more romantic than that, I don't think.
That's amazing. I can't believe you held that back.
All right.
Good job.
That's the kind of place it was.
That's just so dang cool.
Yeah.
So
So
dang
cool that I'm going back this year.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. This year's competition is going to be held on September 23rd, also in Easdale Island, Scotland. And listeners, you should come out and compete with me.
That would be great. And if you guys want more information, we'll have some links on RochambeauPodcast.com.
That's right.
So this is officially the end of season 1, but fear not, season 2 is coming to you weeks away. We are aiming for the beginning of October to bring you brand new competitions. And in the meantime, you will still get a Rochambeau podcast episode every other week because we have been saving some bonus episodes for you guys.
Yeah, these are some good stuff. Bo the Iceman.
That's right, from Frozen Dead Guy Day's Coffin Race. If you haven't heard that episode yet, please go back and listen to it before you hear the bonus episode. Bo was the ice keeper for a very long time, and he and I talked for a very long time, but I couldn't use all that audio during the episode.
No.
So we'll have that bonus episode for you. I have interviews coming up with a couple of champions. So fear not, you will hear from us, but brand new competitions coming your way, season 2 in October. As always, we thank Cadillac Jones for being so generous with their music. We really appreciate that, guys. I feel like your music has woven this podcast together, and we adore you.
Right. And last week we had a winner of a Cadillac Jones album. Alex Mandego of Columbus, Ohio, won a record. And if you want to win one, go to RochambeauPodcast.com and submit an event.
Yeah, let us know if you have anything on your radar that we should be covering in season 2, and we'll do our best to try to fit it in. And for your efforts, a Cadillac Jones album.
That's awesome.
Well, till next time, people.
Goodbye.